Welcome to MSU Today. I'm Jim Peck. Here's what's coming.
Into the Amazon. Catching rats in Detroit.
Politicians and public officials are real good about telling you all the wonderful things that they do, and my job is to find out all the things that they don't want you to know.
Saying goodbye to Mohammed. It's move-in day.
The Amazon brings up images of intrigue and adventure. Right now, we take you there with an MSU researcher who's checking out the environment and bringing back some pretty cool stories.
Now, you can't say that if the Amazon forest disappears that, we'll have a global catastrophe. I mean, it's not that connected to key processes at a global scale. But on the other hand, what you can say is that, well, the Amazon has the largest repository reservoir of biodiversity in the world. No one would dispute that. No one knows what we might ultimately find in that forest.
The Amazon rainforest is one of the most beautiful places on the earth, full of undiscovered plants, animals, possible new medicines, and is Dr. Robert Walker's research lab. It's a pretty nice space.
If you lose the forest and convert it to agriculture, you're going to lose a huge fraction of the Earth's organic chemical resources. And so that is something to be avoided, I think, at all costs.
Walker takes numerous expeditions to the Amazon for his research. This time, he's working on a National Science Foundation project.
Well, the fundamental research issue was we're studying what's called forest fragmentation.
And this is just one of Walker's many Amazon adventures.
The big debate right now is on the magnitude of deforestation you need in order to drive the system to extinction. And there are people who say, oh, it's 30%, people who say it's 60%. No one really knows, but the point is it's there. A lot of activity now, 8 o'clock, everybody's waking up. So our expedition was to take a look at the battleground and to try to understand the forces that were possibly at work.
With a tough truck, satellite images, and plenty of research questions, Walker and his Brazilian colleagues set out for a long trip down unmapped areas of the Trans-Amazon Highway. This visit is no vacation.
There are some potholes for you, another Pinguela.
The tough trip is worth the time to check out areas of the Amazon rainforest that are rarely seen.
This is the logging frontier now. There were at least 10 large operations in this area.
This is the middle of the Amazon, far away from civilization. There's illegal logging and other activities that would be dangerous to disturb.
And suddenly a man came up to us. He says, you just did something very bad. And we said, what? He said, well, you filmed out here without getting permission.
The research group stumbles upon a gold mine in the middle of the forest.
Things that come to mind were the more dramatic incidents, of course. And one was a gold mine. And these are interesting places, they're dangerous places, and I don't know that anybody has actually filmed one actively. But we're at the gold mine. Looks like someone dropped a bomb out here. This is the exposed surface after the gold miners have stripped the trees, the soils, and everything is slowly collapsing into a big pit. I lifted up the camcorder and just started filming. There's a place that buys gold. And as I said, we know gold mines have a reputation for violence. That services the garimpo, or the gold mine. And on the way out, we talked to people and they said, well, better be careful. That place, there's a lot of logging, there are a lot of crazy people there, gente brava. And they said, oh, and also there are a lot of pistoleros there. And pistoleros are, of course, gunmen.
With some slick talking, Walker gets out of trouble.
And so we basically told this guy, we really screwed up. We're very, very sorry. We'll never do it again. We'll leave if you want to. And we were out practically on our knees. But within 5 minutes, he was our best friend, slapping us on the back, saying, "Oh, of course you can film here." He was the president of the community. This is the president of the community.
So the team gets interviews from the workers to see what's going on in the area.
He responded to gold fever. He heard there were people here, and he came, and there were more than 5,000. Our observations in the field go to identifying the good things we saw and the bad things we saw. We've stopped at a bridge and are enjoying this sign from the Ministerio dos Transportes, the Ministry of Transportation.
The work here combines technology with boots-on-the-ground research.
And so it's the satellite imagery, the data and the imagery that does not speak to you. Okay, the only way you understand its true story is to get into the ground, get at ground level and talk to people.
Walker's research here will help us understand human impact on our environment and geography today and into the future. While Walker and his team find negative human impact, they also find some areas of positive change.
Well, we finally made it to the end of the Trans-Amazon. We're all exhausted, but we have smiles on our faces. Yoo-hoo!
And it shows that research doesn't always take place in a lab on campus. Sometimes you have to go out, get muddy, and travel hundreds of miles down the Trans-Amazon Highway.
Spartans are out in the world doing some amazing things. Meet M.L. Elric, a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter who says he's actually kind of a rat catcher.
Well, my partner Jim Schaefer and I won the 2009 Pulitzer for local reporting for exposing lies and corruption in the Kilpatrick administration. Politicians and public officials are real good about telling you all the wonderful things that they do, and my job is to find out all the things that they don't want you to know and then to make sure you know about them. So what I do is called watchdog reporting. It's about accountability, holding public officials accountable. Free press. We're trying to do something amazing here, which is take a city that's almost dead and not only revive it, but turn it into a world-class city. And you need the best of the best to pull off something like that. And so far, we've gotten the best of the worst. And that's not really, that's not really the equation that gets us out of here. We had a leader who lied and who took $8.4 million from a city that can't spare $8.40. Okay, here we go, guys. Take a look. We live in the city where we realize there are some issues with services and safety and schools, and I've made a decision that we're gonna find ways to succeed despite those things and demand better in every one of those areas. If you don't want an umbrella, kid, it's raining. We live 4 houses down from St. Clair School, which is a Catholic school in our neighborhood. And so we walk to school every morning. With my job, I don't get to eat dinner with them, and I don't see them until they're in bed sometimes. So we make a point every morning, well, I'll make breakfast, and then we'll walk to school together, and we'll talk a little bit about, what's going on with them, what their day is going to be like. And not that 4 houses down is a lot of time, but we'll sneak in some studying or whatever along the way. And they're big enough to walk down there themselves, so it's really not for them that we do it anymore, it's really for me. But there have been times when folks are like, it's time to jump up and get out of here. And it is a scary thing to feel like you're putting people potentially in harm's way because of something that you believe in. I mean, I think that's important, but at the same time, I think they're a little more vulnerable than I am, and it's not an uncommon thought to think that we're doing something on principle here, but if one of them gets hurt, that's something that that doesn't get undone, and that's a pretty big responsibility. And that's one of the reasons why I think the people who run the city had better be on their toes, because there's something pretty precious to me that they're in charge of, and if something happens to them, I'm going to feel responsible, and I'm going to hold them responsible too. And I hope to not have that conversation with them, because it's not going to be pleasant. Sometimes it does feel like you're on an ice floe that's heading south, and it is shrinking, but our neighborhood is weathering it pretty well. If you're going to clean up a bad neighborhood, they tend to be infested with vermin, so it's good to have a rat catcher, and I think that's what we do. I mean, we look in the dark places. Whether you succeed or fail is up to you, because, who's got more at stake than you do? And if there's something at any place you don't like, you should get up and try and change it. I mean, I was virtually unanimously elected editor-in-chief of the State News by my peers, only to find out that the board of directors had decided to unanimously elect the current editor's boyfriend. And, you know, a lot of people could have said, what a drag, but I went out and started my own paper with some friends of mine. And we had people who volunteered their time and effort to work for us, to sell ads, to write stories, to make art, to take photographs. And if you're going to find a lot of people like that, and you need a lot of people to do something like that, you got to have a pretty big place, you know? And I think that Michigan State, there were a lot of people who were willing to try things. And if they didn't like them, there were a lot of other things to try. And if they did like them, they stuck with them. I thought that was great. I'm still grateful to those people. You know, getting into Michigan State has never been easy, and it's harder than ever before. So the fact that you can call yourself a Spartan is already an accomplishment. I mean, there's already something right there for you to say, you know what, I've already done one really great thing. And I think that you find that once you've done one thing that you're really proud of, you enjoy that feeling, you want to feel it again, and you feel that you've done something important, so maybe you can do something else important, or maybe you can do something more important. And I think becoming a Spartan is important and really matters. That's a hell of a foundation, you know. That should give you the strength of will to say, I can do more things.
Mohammed is getting ready to head back to Iraq. There are a lot of emotional goodbyes for the boy who touched so many hearts.
The story's kind of taken off. ABC wanted to do a piece regarding the Person of the Week.
Finally tonight, the journey home.
Let's try that. And start up here for me. All right, so this is your center field, the second base toss, okay?
They had a camera crew show up at the house on Friday morning at 8:30.
I tell you, I got you back there.
He's got some zip on that arm. Mohammed went through a big time network interview with sound man, cameraman, producer, and take one, take two, take three.
And his life has been entirely changed, all because of a chance encounter and the kindness of one American soldier and his American heart.
And Mohammed's the Person of the Week?
Person of the Week. Well, I think we'll have to have persons of the week, I think, is how it's going to work.
Mohammed's journey began 18 months ago.
High-speed tape.
But, yeah, Person of the Week. Entire world. World News Person of the Week. It's a cool honor for these guys.
Right here for me. That's where you're always going to look, okay?
Congratulations again.
Yeah.
It's an exciting year.
I know. I tell you, a lot. Mo has brought me, a lot of good luck.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
Hey, buddy. Major Howell worked for months to get Mohammed to America.
Yeah, actually, it was fun.
Major Howe is our Persons of the Week.
You notice, this is his trademark signature.
You gotta have that.
If he's outside playing and he doesn't have grass stains, then he didn't have any fun.
Oh, good play.
Yeah, he didn't like the waiting, and he also wanted them to keep asking him easy questions.
I'm gonna try to study hard to come here and be in Michigan State.
Michigan State. And how about that English? Here's to Mohammed and to Major Howell.
You always knew in your heart that he was going to go back someday. Now it's almost here. Are you ready?
No, I'm not. No.
Good morning and welcome to our farewell ceremony for Mohammed. It was 1 year ago that we gathered here and anxiously awaited the arrival of 12-year-old Mohammed. Now, Mohammed is a teenager and will be returning to his family in just a few short days.
I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like it there. I just like it here more.
It's been kind of tough for him. He's got mixed feelings right now about leaving the United States and leaving everything that he's been exposed to here, and then going back to Ramadi.
Are you looking forward to any part of it about going back?
Yeah, to see my family. Yeah, and to see my friends.
He's a great kid. And
you know, you develop a certain attachment, and you know, he's kind of become almost, you know, like a member of the family.
We certainly, we're saying goodbye to him for now, but he's certainly always going to be a member of our family.
Can I sit in the back? But I don't like this camera.
Don't look at the camera.
Why do they have to come take a picture of me?
Can we get an interview with you?
Sure.
What do you think you'll miss mostly? Are you excited?
Yeah.
To get back home, see your family? And...
How does that make you feel?
Great.
When you're answering all these questions, is it repetitive? Do people ask you the same question all the time?
Yeah.
Talk about the Tigers. Why do you like the Tigers so much?
I know you're a huge Detroit Tigers fan, but what's your favorite thing that you did in the U.S.?
You're really good though. You keep giving the same answer. It's really funny.
To see my family, my friends. See my family, my friends. I'm just gonna miss my friends here, my house family.
So how do you feel today? I mean, he's leaving in a few days. How does that feel?
Well, it's pretty bittersweet.
Well, I gotta take off in a minute. I just want to give you one last hug. You're a great kid.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Hopefully we'll see you back here for college.
Gonna miss you.
I miss you.
I think it's a bit tough on everybody. Everybody in the immediate family groups, the host family, my family. Yeah, we're all going to miss him a lot.
What's changed?
Like my face and all. Like I'm a new Muhammad.
You're a new Muhammad.
Yeah.
Can we see?
Yeah.
Man. What do you think?
Great.
It's just starting to hit me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came over. And really, it's amazing what you've been through. Okay. And I'm glad I was able to help. So, you know,
thank you.
You do great things when you get back home. Okay.
Thank you very
much. I know you are.
Everybody that's been around him has really been affected by Muhammad in a positive way, and so it was a pretty tearful goodbye.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yep, have a safe flight.
Sunday, you know, we'll meet at the airport and start to travel back.
If you're going to college and if you're going to live in the dorms, it all begins with move-in day. Our Jeffrey Weisenbaugh says moving in can actually be kind of fun. Well, mostly.
I'm at a residence hall here on campus on move-in day. I remember when I first moved in, I was totally nervous and freaking out. It seems pretty intense so far, but let's go check it out and see how people are doing.
So far, it's been pretty good. I mean, I haven't really started, as you can see, but it doesn't seem as hectic as I thought it'd be.
Are you excited, nervous? Like, what are your feelings about this whole thing?
Overwhelmed, a lot of work, you know, seems like I did most of it.
Would you say just let the parents all do all the work? What's your strategy for today?
Equal share of work between parents and students.
So how has your moved-in experience been so far? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
For this whole move-in, I'm going up and asking families what they need help with and helping them to get their stuff in their rooms.
Help.
I'm going to bring the pink ones out for you.
Okay, good. This brings out my eyes.
I was really nervous before I got here, and it seems to be a lot better. Yeah, now I feel better about it.
So what do you think about move-in day so far?
Well, everything's going really smoothly. The system that residential and hospitality services developed is really quite spectacular for the number of people who are going to move in today. It'll get a little more congested as the day goes on because people get anxious to be here, so they're going to jump their spot timing a bit. But this is a great day for Michigan State to welcome all these new Spartans.
Yeah, my son is going to love all this pink stuff. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be good. I might not be able to help with move anymore, because I'm just gonna be looking at that. What did you all bring here?
Well, bins full of clothes, and I brought a TV, futon, refrigerator, just the normal.
Were you nervous when you first got here?
A little bit. My heart was racing a little bit when we first pulled in.
Any advice you'd give to the residents moving in for the first time, freshmen?
I've seen a lot of people that just don't know what they're doing, or like, okay, this is my first time here, like, what should I do? Go up to their room. They don't have their key yet because they don't realize they need a key to get in. go down, get your key, sign in quickly. Maybe leave stuff in the hallway.
Wait, you mean the dorm rooms aren't always unlocked? You need a key?
No, you need a key.
Have you done anything all day? Or have you just been standing here the whole time?
There's a point at which students are excited about being here and they wish their parents would leave. And there's another part of them that doesn't want them to leave.
Yeah.
And that's always a terrific part of this day as well, because this is a milestone in everyone's journey.
My parents trying to embarrass me the whole time. My dad, when we were leaving, goes, "My baby, my baby."
Any advice to other parents, like how they would deal with this whole situation, all this commotion and stuff?
Well, just relax, I guess. Have a drink.
It seems pretty crazy at first, but once you get all your stuff in, you're officially moved in, there's tons of people to help, and it turns out to be a pretty smooth process. Then the next thing you know, you're already going to classes. You seem pretty stoic. Were you nervous before you moved in? Anything? I can't talk to this guy. He's not talking, he's stoked. Just cut the interview.
Well, that's it for MSU Today. I'm Jim Peck. We'll see you next time. But until then, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/MSU Today.